Hi, I'm Vanessa Lanham-Day, and I'm really excited to talk to you about the Government Growth Voucher Scheme, which is a great way for you to get up to £2,000 towards your marketing strategy. Just to give you a bit of context, I'm a leading marketing consultant and I've worked with business owners for the last 27 years, helping them to define powerful marketing strategies for their business. In fact, I'm one of the accredited marketing advisors who's officially allowed to deliver advice covered by the scheme, and I could only become accredited as a result of my experience, my professional status and my track record. And I can definitely back that up. In fact, if you look at the government marketplace website, I'm currently the leading advisor if you consider the number of positive testimonials and reviews I've received from clients. Bizarrely, the vast majority of advisors haven't even been able to publish one review, but that's another story. Obviously, I would love to be able to work with you on your marketing strategy, but first things first, let's give you some important advice about how to get hold of your growth voucher funding. In short, there's £30 million on offer until the end of March 2015, and you can receive up to £2,000 in match funding. In other words, for every pound the government invests, you need to invest a pound of your own funds, but it needs to be spent on strategic business advice. There are 5 types of strategic advice on offer, and marketing, getting and keeping customers, is one of them. The most important in my opinion, as it's truly the lifeblood of any successful business. However, it's really important for you to understand something that is absolutely fundamental about the Growth Voucher Scheme, and that it's a research project. It's being run by the Department of Business Innovation and Skills, and they're trying to find out if business owners, specifically those who haven't recently received strategic advice, benefit from getting that advice. In other words, they want to see if you get a better outcome as a result. Understandably, they want to check that the taxpayer is getting good value for money. And ultimately, if it proves that funding advice works, it may well become a more permanent funding scheme, which would be fantastic. However, the fact that it is a research project creates 2 potential issues for you. Firstly, you won't be eligible if you have paid for and received strategic advice in the last 3 years. Here's the eligibility form you have to complete, and you need to be able to say no to question 4. Now, they've included this question because they're only looking for business owners who have not received strategic advice, and this comes back directly to the fact that the scheme is a research project first and foremost. However, I think there is a huge potential for misunderstanding over this, and it's important to understand that the government makes a very clear distinction between strategic and tactical advice. Now, obviously, no one wants to be dishonest or say the wrong thing, and I know people fear getting into trouble if they get it wrong. And if they mistakenly say yes to this question, they risk missing out on something they're fully entitled to. And so, because I was confused, I contacted the Department of Business Innovation and Skills and asked them to clarify this whole issue and what exactly is meant by strategic advice. I asked them, are they including the kind of business advice you might routinely get from your accountant, over and above the accounts and audit, for example? And they assured me, no, it didn't mean that. I asked them if being a member of a marketing organisation, like the Entrepreneur Circle, for example, constituted strategic advice, and again they said no, it didn't mean that. I asked them about developmental training courses, and they said no. I asked them, what if someone's had an agency advising them on the most effective structure for their website, copywriting sales letters, or helping with their social media plan? And again they said no, this was definitely tactical and not strategic. They are only talking about you having paid for a consultant specifically to advise you on your strategy. So it's really important that you think carefully before you answer question 4 on this eligibility form. Was the advice you received strategic, or was it really tactical? It's worth mentioning the Growth Accelerator program here. It's a completely different funding program for businesses with a high growth potential, and some of you may even have benefited from this funding. For many, the advice under Accelerator has been delivered in the form of mentoring, so you need to decide for yourself whether you feel the advice you received was strategic or not. I can't answer that for you, unfortunately. I said there were 2 potential problems. The second is that, in order for it to be an effective research project, there has to be a sample group who don't get the funding, so that they can compare the different outcomes. But unfortunately, that means that 25% of people who apply, who fit all the eligibility criteria and who pass all the additional questionnaires that have been put through, will still get refused, simply because they fall into the random group who won't get the cash. It doesn't reflect on the responses at all. It was just one of those things, unfortunately. If this happens to you, I really hope you will still want to talk to me about your marketing strategy, because it's fundamental and important to the future of your business. There's lots more that it would be helpful for you to know about the Growth Voucher scheme before you apply, and I won't take up any more of your time now. However, I am going to be sending you a link to my webinar recording where you can learn much more about the scheme in general, how it works, the questions you'll be asked and the overall process to get the funding. Like all things in life, I reckon it helps to be prepared. But be assured, it's essentially not a difficult process and definitely worth the effort if it means kick-starting your strategic marketing plan. If you do get the funding, you'll get to choose which advisor you'd like to work with, and I really hope you'll want to find out what I can do for you. So if you'd like to talk to me in person about how I can help you with strategic marketing advice for your business, just fill in the form below and we can schedule a time to chat that suits both of our diaries. Good luck with your application, and I really hope this short video has been of help.